Hi, I'm Alex from the Southern Ukulele Store, and I thought today we could do a few more baritones. Sound good? Let's begin. Okay, this first ukulele today is the Ortega RU5BA, which is their entry-level baritone ukulele. It's a lovely thing. For about £90, 2018 UK prices, you get a laminate spruce top with laminate sapele back and sides, some pretty decent closed back tuners, I believe, yeah, a walnut fingerboard and bridge. Yeah, a lovely, I think it's a bit divisive, but you've got the laser etched pattern on the top there. Unfortunately, it doesn't come without for those that are a bit more purist about these things. But let's give it a play. Make note, they also do a cutaway electro baritone version of this for a right-hander. See what you think. Okay, this next ukulele today is the Baton Rouge BRV2B. So this is a laminate mahogany baritone, also around the kind of £100 mark to be exact. Yeah, £100. I have a cheat sheet down there, don't tell anyone. So this is a walnut fingerboard and bridge nowadays too, with some black binding up the neck with some dots. No kind of fancy binding, but it does have the laser etched sound hole rosette. They do a version of this called the UR21B that doesn't have this, so check that out as well. Let's see what you think. Okay, so we've got something from the next price range up now. This is an Ohana BK-20. So the BK-20 is one of the more well-known baritones out there on the market. It's been on sale as long as I've worked here, so best part of a decade this has been out and around, if not longer. This is a solid mahogany top with laminate mahogany back and sides. It has that vintage cream binding, a mahogany neck with an oven coal fingerboard and bridge. My understanding of oven coal is it's a very similar material to walnut, which is pretty commonplace nowadays. Although I must confess, this one looks to have an old rosewood bridge. Don't tell sighties, very rare, but occasionally an instrument slips through and you're like, that's not oven coal, but it's okay. Right, so this back and sides has the Grover open back tuners, which are a really good set of tuners. This is about 165 UK price 2018, so it's a big jump up from the previous models we've featured, but hopefully you'll hear a difference. Let's see. Okay, this next ukulele. This is a Cordoba, however I say it I get in trouble. I believe it's Cordoba. So this is a solid spruce top with laminate ebony back and sides, but everyone I've seen's had some really gorgeous ebony. I don't talk much about satin versus gloss, but Cordoba makes some very, very good satin and gloss ukuleles that are distinctly different to each other. So the baritones, all the baritones I'm featuring today by Cordoba are satin finishes, and they kind of feel like very, very lightly built classical guitars, but not in a derogatory way that makes you think it's not a ukulele. They just make very good baritones. They have their own branded open back tuners on the back there, a rope binding, which I forgot to mention, and a CITES approved rosewood fingerboard and bridge. Yeah, lovely ukulele. Let's see what you think. Okay, this next ukulele is another Cordoba. This is the COR23B, which is all open coal. So you have a solid open coal top with laminate open coal back and sides, which is an interesting choice. I've not seen many instruments that have had an open coal solid top. Some woods look great as a laminate and they work functionally, but if you made them a solid wood instrument they would be quite temperamental. A good example of that, I used to have a ukulele made of English yew, which is bow and arrow wood. So when it started to come unbent after a few years, I shouldn't have been surprised really. It's supposed to be pretty hard. So open coal, a wood that should have, I guess, quite an earthy deep tone. A lot of bass guitarists use walnut open coal as a kind of big body wood. Anyway, let's give it a play. I've not heard what it sounds like. I'll be as interested as you. Let's see. I'll level with you while I get this one tuned up. I don't have a cameraman today. I'm meant to have a cameraman for this video, so I've been scrambling around in the hour before the shop opens trying to get it ready, and every time I try and do a take there's a courier or someone banging on the door. So yeah, I'm sorry if some of these descriptions are a bit rushed. Feel free to get in touch with me and we can go through them in depth. Or you could check out the description and look at the links. But anyway, let's do a professional cut and start again. Okay, this next ukulele is the Cordoba COR24B, which you're wondering why so many Cordobas in one video. Well, they're very different. This one has a solid cedar top with laminate maple back and sides. This is that classic spalted maple you see on lots of instruments like Kalas, Ohanas, Lanakais. Lovely wood. Another ukulele with the rosewood fingerboard and bridge, and one of my personal favourites, the Paduk binding around the body and all the way up the neck, so you get a really nice kind of red edge to your fingerboard. You feel like you're playing quite a deluxe uke as a result. But anyway, let's get this tag out of the way and then let's play. See what you think. Okay, this next ukulele is a very popular one. This is the KA-FMB. So it looks very similar on the back and sides to the Cordoba before. This ukulele also has the spalted maple back and sides with a spruce top and a walnut fingerboard and bridge in place of the rosewood on the Cordoba. This should make for a good comparison. I think one other major thing to note is that this is a gloss finish, and a key tip with this particular ukulele is to check with your dealer if you prefer a gloss or a spruce finish, because this has changed pretty much kind of yearly from one to the other, and sometimes dealers, not us obviously, we're on top of our game, but most dealers forget to change from gloss to spruce, because when they arrive it's a subtle change if you get a massive delivery, and we don't want to get it wrong. This particular model is gloss, and before I publish this video I'll make sure the one on the website's gloss too. Anyway, let's give it a play and see what you think. Okay, another very popular ukulele. This is the KA-FMB. Used to be known as the ASACB, which stands for Acacia Baritone. Both stand for Acacia Baritone. The SA in the SAB model that we currently use is for solid acacia. So this has a solid top, back and sides. Acacia is a lovely wood. They all look slightly different. It's fantastic. You have a walnut fingerboard and bridge. Some other little appointments you might not know from a distance is a kind of 3-tier black-white binding with a kind of maple, I think it's maple, top to the binding there. Overall, just this feels like a step up as a solid wood instrument. This is the first solid wood instrument in the list that I've played. This is about £400. Let's see what you think. This next ukulele doesn't want to come out of the stand. Okay, this next ukulele is the Pono MB-D, Mahogany Baritone Deluxe. So of the standard Pono range, before you go on to the Pro Classics and the Master Series, you have a satin finish known as the MB, and then you have the MB-D, which is deluxe because the mahogany is slightly more select and it has a gloss finish. These all have an ebony fingerboard and bridge, all solid mahogany. They feel great. The Ponos feel very substantial. I think it's because they have a truss rod in the neck, so when you pick it up it's heavy but it's not too heavy, and it feels so well balanced. It's something that people looking at videos from a distance don't pick up on, but quite often people who come in the shop to try instruments, they will try something like a Kala at £400, and then they'll try something like this ukulele at £500, and they'll feel a substantial kind of difference in the way the instrument was thought out. Not to say that the Kalas are bad, they're fantastic, but the Ponos have kind of always represented the next step up, and certainly Kala aren't doing anything at that price point to compete with them, so long may it continue. This is the MB-D, let's see what you think. Okay, our last ukulele of the day is one of my personal favourites, one of our personal favourites here. It's the Zachary Taylor Spruce and Maple Baritone. So we love the Zachary Taylor instruments. We don't get that many of them, and they certainly look unusual enough that it's not every day someone asks to try one. But this baritone, it just ticks all the boxes without looking conventionally like it should. This is a kind of Machiavelli, kind of gypsy jazz type of instrument, maybe even drawing more influence from kind of romantic period instruments, as I believe that's Zachary Taylor's kind of historically what he has done in his career. So this is a spruce top. It's got that really tight, I don't think you'll be able to see it on the camera, I'd certainly try and zoom in for you. But it's got that really tight, you can see the grain and it runs from top to bottom without a break, which is so rare on any instrument. And years ago, Pete Howlett taught me that the loudest instruments have the straightest grain. Maybe it's to do with the way that sound travels, or maybe the way it reflects once it's inside the instrument. But curly, it's right. More often than not, the curly Koa instruments, the instruments have the really striking kind of curly woods. They are not necessarily the most outgoing. Like, they don't travel quite as far across a room as something with a kind of cannon-like spruce straight grain top. You haven't seen the maple on the back of this yet. Look at that. It's just such a beautiful instrument. Ebony fingerboard and bridge, and Zachary's got a little abalone inlay in the headstock there. It's a lovely ukulele. I won't go into the story of Zachary Taylor. There's lots online. He's like ukulele Father Christmas to us. And yeah, we love Zachary, we love this instrument. The reason I haven't featured one till now is because of the way I have to play it. It looks great when you hold it like that, but the way I have to turn it round, it looks a little bit strange. Anyway, I'll give it a play, see what you think. Okay, baritone lovers, we did it. We did another 10 baritone ukuleles. So with the other video, that's what, 18, 20 now? They are out there, you can buy them, they do exist. I mean, they're not readily available, and based on this video and the last one, I highly recommend looking at Cordoba, looking at KA, looking at Ohana, 3 brands that really put a lot of focus on their baritone ukuleles. Which one was your favourite? I know I had a distinct favourite this time, which didn't happen on the last video. So I'd love to hear from you. Our email address is shop@southernukulelestore.co.uk. Our phone number is 01202 430820. I'd love to answer your questions. Yeah. Which one did you like? I'll speak to you soon.